Ugh, and just like that, just as people were buying in and everybody was starting to feel really good about the Celtics, and they'd won 9 games in a row and beaten the crap out of teams, and the day after what was maybe their best win of the season where they annihilated the Philadelphia 76ers, they drop a game tonight to the Detroit Pistons, who coming into the game had only won 12 games. They were 12 and 45 coming into this game, had lost 8 in a row, were the dregs of the NBA. And the Celtics could have gone into the All Star break with 10 straight wins, feeling great about themselves. Instead, they lose this game with a final score of 112 to 111. Jason Tatum misses a little mid range jumper at the buzzer. And there goes the Celtics 9 game win streak. Of all the teams to snap it, this was the most unlikely. And unfortunately, the team that makes you feel the worst about losing to them. You can, excuse losing. You can say, we lost to the 76ers and Embiid had a great game. You know what happens. We caught the Hornets on a really hot night where Terry Rozier and Lonzo Ball went off on us. Jokic killed us in that Nuggets game, but the Celtics won all those games, and instead tonight, they lose to a team that they had no business losing to, and unfortunately, um, they lost in a way that was all too familiar for fans who've been watching this team earlier in the season, where late in the game, they had a 2 possession lead, and that didn't hold up, and the Pistons were able to fight back and win the game. And credit to the Pistons, this may be the best game they've played all season long. It's just unfortunate that it has to be at the Celtics' expense, and very unfortunate for the Celtics that they've been playing their best basketball in over a year. Um, and instead of heading into the All Star break feeling great about everything that you've accomplished over the past couple of months and your win streak, you got a bad taste going into the break, and you can't make it up for now uh, over a week until your next game is 8 days away. So this is going to linger, and hopefully the Celtics can focus more on rest and recuperation and feeling good about the 9 games they won in a row as opposed to this loss. But it was a sneaky important game. Definitely one of those trap games you hear about where you got to take every opponent seriously because somebody can sneak up on you, and that's exactly what happened tonight. Really, one the Celtics didn't have any business losing, and I know Marcus Smart didn't play, and I know Rob Williams didn't play, but again, you're playing a team that lost 8 games in a row and had just 12 wins coming into this game. So unfortunate. Obviously, you don't want to you can't completely say, oh, well, that streak was meaningless. They, lost to a terrible team. The 9 game streak speaks more about where this team is at right now than this loss to the Pistons. But it is a reminder that this team is still very much a work in progress and very much not a team that you can feel rather very confident about going into the playoffs when that arrives. They still have issues to work out. They still have games where they will let you down, and again, more good than bad, without a doubt, not even close. Since the calendar year turned to 2022, and I hope that's what the Celtics focus on, and they really should. But because of the timing of this game and because of how bad the Pistons are, the fact that you don't have a chance to sort of right the ship for another 8 days, it's terrible timing. It's crap timing, and that's the worst part about it. So let's get into the box score again. Celtics lose by just a point, 112 to 111. They blow to have it roll off your back because you don't have a chance to get out there and play again for another 8 days. Starters tonight without Rob Williams and Marcus Smart were Grant Williams, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Derek White getting his first career start for the Celtics, and Jaylen Brown. Grant Williams played terrific. He played actually the most minutes of anybody on the court. Go figure that one out. But he did 41 minutes for Grant, which has to be a career high. 6 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 7 from three, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 17 points. Really excellent outing from Grant Williams. Cannot ask more from him. Jason Tatum, 39 minutes. Shot pretty well from the floor, just didn't shoot a whole lot compared to what he usually does. 7 of 15, 2 of 6 from three, hit all 6 of his free throws, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. Did turn the ball over way too much, which he hadn't been doing at all during the win streak. so you can read directly into that. 7 turnovers for Tatum tonight and 22 points. Turnovers were a problem for the Celtics with 15, though they did win the turnover battle. The Pistons had 16. What really hurt the Celtics was they got just destroyed on the boards. 47 rebounds for the Pistons, 30 for the Celtics. Very, very, very difficult to win an NBA game when you're going to get out rebounded by 17. Other Celtics starters, Al Horford played excellent tonight. His best game in a long, long time. 34 minutes, 8 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from three, including a very timely three in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, it didn't end up helping the Celtics win the game, but it was a clutch three. 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, and 19 points. A stat line like he was putting up in the first 2 weeks of the season. So really tremendous game from Al Horford. Too bad they couldn't capitalize on that to a win. Derek White struggled in his first start. 36 minutes, just 3 of 10 from the floor. Struggled with his three, 1 of 6. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That obviously hurt as the Celtics lost by a point. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, and 9 points. Jaylen Brown was the best player for the Celtics tonight. 38 minutes, 12 of 21 from the floor, 3 of 6 from three, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, 2 turnovers, and 31 points. And this, I'm sure, will really stew for him as he doesn't even get to go to the All-Star break, being able to play in the game. Just his teammate, Jason Tatum. So I'm sure Brown is frustrated. Celtics bench, just 3 guys off the bench as Udoka continues with this 8-man rotation. Aaron Nesmith played 22 minutes. He had 5 points. Daniel Tice, not a great game in his second game back, 16 minutes, just 4 points. It didn't rebound as well as you were hoping, especially considering the Pistons were killing you on the boards. You could use Tice to rebound a little bit more. Yeah, just 3. And Peyton Pritchard, 14 minutes, 2 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three, 4 points. So not a lot of help from the bench tonight. And the Celtics dropped this one again, 111 to 112. And now they go into the All-Star break. A very, very frustrating loss without a doubt. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Leonard Kim, my main man. Kudos to them for their win streak, but they reverted back to the team we've been bashing all year long. Definitely saw a lot of those ugly habits, turnovers, not battling hard enough on the boards, blowing a fourth quarter lead, not playing as well in the second half. You saw that tonight, and that was not at all part of the win streak. So yeah, that's not great. And you hope it's just a one-off instead of it just rearing back. Gregory Castillo, sad face. Yeah, your boy Derek White, Greg, didn't help out the Celtics too much tonight. He did well on the defensive side, but his three was not falling. The 2 missed free throws, obviously, the difference in the game. Leonard Kim, got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Absolutely, yeah. When the East is this tight and the Celtics are neck and neck with virtually everybody, you can't throw away games against way inferior competition. And that's what they did tonight. And hey, I like what the Pistons are building, but they're really young and they've just lost 8 in a row. They're not a good team at all right now. I do think they're going to be formidable in the future, but this is not a game at all the Celtics had any business losing. Eli says he's never been so mad. It's frustrating. I get you, Eli. I mean, I think a lot of Celtics fans are frustrated tonight. You could have going into that 10 is such a nice number, and it was so easily attainable. It seemed like almost a gift that this was the game going into the All-Star break, and you could add that beautiful round number 10 game win streak heading into the break, feeling great about yourselves. Instead, you lose to one of the worst teams in the league. So I get it. Gregory Castillo says this is the worst thing to happen to Derek. He is the low point in his career, playing his worst basketball, especially shooting, traded by a coach that believed in the most. Yeah, I get where you're coming from there. I think that in terms of him coming from the Spurs to Celtics, though, maybe it energizes him a little bit because he's on a team that has, more playoff aspirations and win now aspirations than the Spurs currently do. Though obviously, Popovich, I still believe is the best coach in the NBA. Though the team hasn't played as well the past couple of seasons. You got to hope that you look at what the Celtics gave up to get him, which was considerable, and the fact that he knows Brown and Tatum and Smart and Udoka, and that you feel like, okay, well, these guys believe in me and try to turn it around. But the shooting tonight wasn't great, and the shooting this season hasn't been great. So maybe you say to Derek White, hey, a little bit less 3-point shooting, a little bit more trying to focus getting the ball to the basket, being more of a distributor. and maybe take less threes because you don't want to have that combination of him and Smart when Smart's back up and two guys who are just chucking up threes and not hitting them consistently. Um, and Mislav Gorbanova, who's clearly a bot, wrote VU capital N dot rent. So thank you for that contribution. I appreciate that too. I bots are fine. Bots are they might rule us one day. So thank you, Mitslav Gorbanov robot from I'm assuming Russia. So yeah, Celtics are going to go into the All Star break instead of on a 10-game winning streak, on a 1-game losing streak. My advice to them: enjoy the break, uh, get some rest, recover from any nagging injuries, focus on what you did right in those 9 games, and put this game in the rearview mirror as much as you can. Good luck to Jason Tatum for the All Star game. I'll probably do an All Star game recap video. And maybe some of the dunk contest new skills competition format, which I like, where with 3 teams of 3 players each, including one team that's just the Antetokounmpo brothers. So that'll be fun. And then I always enjoy the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. And then the Celtics are back in action next Thursday, I believe. Is that the 24th against the Nets in Brooklyn? So we will probably see Ben Simmons in that game. Don't think we will see Kevin Durant yet, maybe. And we will not see Kyrie because it is in Brooklyn, but it is on national TV. So the Celtics are going to have to sit on this one for 8 days, unfortunately, and we are going to have to sit on this one for 8 days, unfortunately. So focus on the 9 wins. They're playing much better than they were. Try to put this game in the rearview mirror as much as possible, and let's hope it was just a one-off. But until then, I hope everybody is will enjoy the All Star break and the festivities. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for the comments, everybody. See ya.